Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be how I lost 28K with FinFluencer Jeremy Lefebvre. How I lost 28K. Okay, now, with wealth building, you're probably going to take some losses in your life, to be honest. And there's no shame in it, honestly. Like, I've taken some losses in the stock market, and this was a big one for me, okay? Now, I don't know. I wasn't like feeling like totally down about it, but it was a rough hit, But it didn't end my trading career or my investment career by any means. But I figure I should tell the story, and I should talk about how I feel about my FinFluencer, I guess that's what they call them, financial influencers, Jeremy Lefebvre. I've talked about him in the past, and I still appreciate him. So, how I got to this video was I had seen a video out there called Why I Stopped Watching FinFluencers by this channel. I think it's Money Bias. It was a faceless channel. He's got like a few videos out there. But I saw the video got like 8,000 views. So I figured, I'll talk about a FinFluencer, right? See if I can get some traction. So anyways, I watched his video. He had some good, decent points to it. The thumbnail was Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin, and Jeremy was on there, and two other financial influencers I'm not familiar with. So I checked the video out, and he had some good points to why he stopped listening to him. One of them was like, they all kind of, their content got really old, which it does. How much can you talk about the finance world? It's hard to say. And typically they go into like the Federal Reserve, and they start talking about, the economy's going to crash, that type of stuff. And that's why I don't watch like Meet Kevin or what's that other one? Graham Stephan. I've seen their content from time to time. I never got into it. But Jeremy, I've stuck with for years, 5-6 years or so. So anyways, this YouTuber, he starts talking about the sponsors of their channel, and one of them was FTX, right? You've heard of FTX, the big debacle with Sam Bankman-Fried. And, he claims like, they should have done more due diligence with that company. Really? Really? You think that Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX was going to give them insight into what was going on? You think that they would have known that that was a bad company to represent? They could have done all the research in the world for days and days and days, and they would have never have known what happened and why it happened, okay? That's just BS. Blaming these FinFluencers over a sponsor of theirs. That's a cop-out. Honestly, that's a silly thing to blame on them as a financial influencer. It's the same thing as blaming mass media for advertising McDonald's. And if McDonald's has an E. coli breakout, are you going to blame all the advertisers because you think that the networks should have done their due diligence and checked every McDonald's plant or cow farm in the nation? Is that what you expect out of those type of people? No. That's ridiculous for anyone to think that someone who's getting sponsored can find out that information. It's ridiculous. So that was one thing. That was a little pet peeve of mine, okay? The other pet peeve I have is when they mention how Jeremy Lefebvre was picking individual stocks that were failures, okay? And one of them that was a failure was a company called Voyager Digital, right? Jeremy was very bullish on this company. He liked their balance sheet. He liked a lot of things about the company. He liked the crypto space, and he wanted exposure through this company. He didn't want exposure directly with Bitcoin or whatever coins are out there, right? And I felt the same way. I liked what he was saying, and I liked that he wanted exposure through this trading platform. So I decided to go along with that. Okay, so now I'm getting into my story. Now, I guess before I do that, let's talk about him recommending a stock. It's kind of like the same thing as recommending an advertiser, okay, like FTX. Okay, you don't know much about the company. Okay, if you did, you know, you wouldn't recommend it. Why would he recommend it? You know, if he knew that Voyager Digital had a leveraged position with another fintech company, he would have not have recommended that. I'm sorry to tell you guys. Like, blaming him for a stock pick is just absolutely ridiculous and childish. It's childish is what it is. Be an adult. Don't blame someone for picking the wrong thing, because the stock market is like that. You're going to have some winners and you're going to have some losers. I'm sorry to tell you. That's the name of the game. You better have more winners than losers. That's the bottom line. So those are my two pet peeves with that YouTuber. And I've seen other YouTubers say the same thing about these FinFluencers, that, oh, they have bad sponsors, and oh, they have a bad stock pick. It happens. Okay, so going back to my story, I think it was around the peak of 2021, and it was a hot market. Now, this Voyager Digital was not priced super expensive, a little bit. Now, I didn't buy the high of it. I started buying it on the dip when interest rates were starting to get hiked up. And so all these crypto firms, their stock prices started to tank. So I figured, oh, I'm going to start buying the dip. And I just kept buying the dip, buy, right? And I think at one point, when I was done buying, I had a position of $28,000, something, maybe some change. And you know, at one point, I think I was down, I don't know, $12,000. I was fine with it, to be honest, because I was in it for the long haul. I believed in the company, and I'll tell you another story about it in a second. Hey guys, I forgot to mention this on my walk. So, Voyager Digital, I actually had a coding interview with them. I had a phone interview with these guys. And that's how much, like, I kind of believed in the company even. So I didn't even know, how would I have known that Voyager Digital would have had this leveraged problem? Now, I got lucky that they didn't offer me some sort of offer for a job offer, right? It was, you know, trading and all that. I didn't have a lot of experience in that domain. But I got lucky that I didn't get an offer, because maybe I would have taken up that position. I was passionate about financial stuff and trading and all that. That would have been interesting, right? So how would I have known, right? I could have been in the same position that Jeremy would have been in. You don't know what a company doesn't expose, right? And then to top it off, let's talk about, you know, what if this company didn't have that leverage? And look where Bitcoin is today. You would have thought differently about Jeremy Lefebvre, because that stock valuation would have probably been a 20 to 30x, to be honest. Where Bitcoin is at $100,000 a coin, that stock would have been through the roof. I was buying it at like $1 or something. It would have been like 30, 40, 50 bucks a share. So Jeremy probably did have a good stock pick. Unfortunately, the company was crap, okay? So anyways, I just wanted to fit this in there. I forgot to mention it on my walk, so back to the video. But I believed in the company, and so I was comfortable holding a $12,000 loss. I didn't care. Now, all truths aside, Jeremy disclosed that this was a speculative stock, and I knew this going into that. I knew this was a speculative stock, and I was willing to take the risk, right? Because I had done it with Tesla. That was a stock that could have gone bankrupt back when I was investing in it. So I knew there was risk. I knew the risk. I'm the one that opened up the trade ticket on my brokerage. I opened up the ticker and I hit the buy button. And I hit it, and I hit it, and I hit it. Okay? No one to blame but myself. I'm not going to blame some financial influencer that gives me a trade idea. That's childish, right? I guarantee you he had tons of comments like, oh, I lost my life savings in Voyager Digital. Oh, I lost $1,000 because of you. I bet there's hundreds of thousands of comments on that. Give me a break. Grow up. I know I sound angry because you hear about this stuff, right? And they're still talking about these problems, right? They're still pushing videos blaming the financial influencers. No, blame yourself. That's the bottom line. Don't blame anyone else on a trade but yourself, okay? And so yeah, where was I going with that? So, you know, I think I was down $12,000 when they announced bankruptcy, okay? So yeah, at that point, it kept going down, 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 and I was done buying, obviously, and I was kind of hoping maybe, I don't know, somehow they get bailed out. There was some talks of them getting bailed out, but obviously that didn't happen. So yeah, it went down to like a penny stock. I think it was like 28 cents or 20 cents where I sold it. Now, so I lost 28K. It was a rough year, you know, but I held it for a while for tax reasons, okay? And you wanna be smart about your taxes, right? So I held it up until January 1st, I think 2023. Yeah, 2023. And so I took the loss of minus 28,000 at the beginning of the year. And then, you know, so it was rough. I didn't trade much that year. But at the very end, Tesla was still dropping. I think it dropped to $100 or something. And guess what? Jeremy recommended go buy Tesla at $100. Now, I was going to buy it anyways. I didn't need Jeremy's thought on that. But I ended up buying a bunch of shares at $100, and I ended up selling a bunch at $250. And I made back almost my whole $28,000 in one trade. Okay, I ended up making up the whole 28 grand the year after, which is fine. I have to pay a little bit of tax on some of those gains from last year, I think is what it was. I don't know if it was 2022 or 2023, but anyways, that's my story on how I lost 28 grand because of FinFluencer Jeremy Lefebvre, financial education. I'm not dogging on the guy. He's great. He's had more picks beyond that were awesome picks, man. He had Facebook at 88 bucks. I should have taken that one. I didn't have the cash, right? Lost a bunch on Voyager Digital, right? But he had a bunch of other ones. Amazon, he was buying Amazon at, I don't know what it was, 100 something. You know, he bought some Netflix, made a bunch of money on that. The guy is a winner. He's a successful guy. You know, everyone's human. People are going to make bad stock picks in the stock market. He's got the same flaws as the rest of us. FOMO. He had FOMO in 2021. He got excited about a bunch of speculative stocks that can 10x, 20x. That's what he's all about, is multi-baggers, okay? But you're the one in control of your brokerage. You're the one who can open up the trade ticket, not Jeremy Lefebvre. No FinFluencer can force you what to do. It's the honest truth. You have no one to blame but yourself. You know, suing him is ridiculous. Commenting on his channel is ridiculous. Just take the L. Be a man or a woman and take the loss. All right? And come back with an appreciation for the market. Okay? Don't be sloppy with your money. Be smart about it. Be cautious with it. Learn from your mistakes. I learned a tremendous amount about getting sloppy with money. And fortunately, I still had some chips and a chair to play with, right? If you've never heard that phrase in poker, all you need is a chip and a chair, okay? And that's the same in the stock market. You can make up for losses with some winners. I've already made up beyond that loss, okay? And I still watch, Jeremy Lefebvre from time to time. I don't watch him as much as I used to. I've just moved on. I'm kind of over his stuff, but every now and then I check in on his channel, see what he's interested in, you know, and, you know, sometimes I get new stock ideas. The recent one was AMD. He was buying into that. I think that's kind of a easy no-brainer one with AI. That's just me. I'm not a financial professional. Don't take my advice. This is just my opinion, okay? So, man, it's real windy out here, but it's sunny and beautiful. So I figured I'd come out and tell you this story. You're gonna take some losses, but don't take all these FinFluencers the wrong way. They're trying their best, you know, and they're running a business. They're not out to just to ruin your life. They're running a business and they make mistakes just like you and I, and they're not out to get you, okay? So if you guys could, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the tips and my story. And if you guys could, take a look at my previous video. And everyone, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.